We continue now at the top of Daf Ayin Vav Amud Aleph in Mesechet Nedarim. This is Nedarim Daf 76a. On the previous Daf, the Gemara had asked, according to Rabbi Eliezer, when a person in advance is made for the Nedarim of his wife, so is the idea that the neder that she makes is chal and then is immediately annulled, or is the idea that it is not chal at all? And so the Gemara now brings a proof from the same Tosefta brought on the previous Amud. Amos Seifa, let's look at the end of that very same Tosefta. Amru Lola Rabbi Eliezer, they said to Rabbi Eliezer the following argument. The Rabbanan argued back against Rabbi Eliezer as follows: Imatvilin kli tameh litoher. If you're able to take a kli that is tameh and you can immerse it in order to purify it, so yatvilu kli l'chshayitma litoher. Are you able to take a kli and immerse it so that when it becomes tameh, that it should become tahor? Now, from that phrasing, from that argument, shma mina chaylin, it sounds like the Rabbanan are saying that according to Rabbi Eliezer, it actually is chal, meaning the neder is chal, just like by this example of the kli. The idea is when it becomes tameh, it will immediately become tar, which of course is not true. Therefore, they're arguing the same thing when it comes to the person's wife. You can't in advance be made for the nedarim so that immediately it's chal and then immediately it is mufar. But in any case, what do you see? You see, according to Rabbi Eliezer, that when you do this, when you're made for the nedarim in advance, so what's actually happening is it is chal for one moment and then it's immediately annulled right after that. And that's the exact opposite of what the other argument in the Tosefta seemed to indicate, because the other argument on the previous Amud from the mikveh indicated that Rabbi Eliezer was saying it's not chal at all. And so the Gemara says, Amri, they answer, Rabbanan lo kaimi lahon, b'taimid de Rabbi Eliezer. Obviously the Rabbanan, they don't know exactly what Rabbi Eliezer was saying. V'hachi kamri, and what they were saying to him was as follows: Mai svirlach, what exactly do you hold? Isvirlach de chaylin uvetelin, if you hold that the nedarim are chal and then they're immediately nullified, so to have a kli to yuftach. So this argument that we're making here on this Amud from kli, that should be your refutation. And lo svirlach de chaylin, and if you hold it's not chal at all, so to have a mikvah to yuftach. So then this argument from mikvah on the previous Amud, that will be your refutation. And the point is, we don't really have any proof from the arguments the Rabbanan are making as to what exactly Rabbi Eliezer was saying. And the Gemara continues, Tashma, coming here another proof. Amar lahem Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer responded to the Chachamim. He argued as follows: Umazuroim tameim kevan shazorin bekarka tahorin. Let's say you have seeds that are tamei, so when you plant them in the ground, they become pure. So zeruin ve'omdim lo kal shekain. And if they're already planted, certainly they're not going to become tamei in the first place. And you see from that argument, shma mina lo chayil. And you see from the argument, and this is an argument Rabbi Eliezer himself is making, you see from his argument, from his analogy, that when it comes to nedarim, it's not going to be chal at all. In other words, again, if the husband preemptively is made for the nedarim of his wife, that's going to be effective, and it's going to be effective in the sense that her nedarim will not be chal at all. But the Gemara continues, V'Rabbanan lo darshi kal v'chomer. Do the Rabbanan not argue these kinds of kal v'chomer arguments? V'atanya, but we learned in a brayso, Yachol yimchor adam es bito keshehi nara. I might think that a person can sell his daughter when she reaches the stage of maturity of a nara. Amrit kal v'chomer, we make a kal v'chomer against this. Mechura kvar yotza, eina mechura eino din shaloti macher. We know that if a young girl is sold, so when she reaches that age, she actually goes free. So if she wasn't yet sold and now she's a nara, isn't it logical to say that you cannot sell her at that point in time? That's a kal v'chomer the Rabbanan are making. That's very similar to these kal v'chomers that Rabbi Eliezer is making. And we'll continue this discussion in the next video on Daf Ayin Vav Amud Beis.